biological's on steroids, and I'm doing fine.
Yo, this is Logic on Steroids. Please hit subscribe. This is Alawi Genius. Please like the video. You know what to do. All right, today we're gonna watch some brutal crime video because you know I've usually been doing the women. Now we're gonna go to the men and we're gonna knock this out. I want to give a big shout out to Bobby D Crimes. Y'all go check out his channel. Go ahead and subscribe to him because thanks to him we got the video. So I just want to get straight into it. Let's get it popping, y'all. Remember, subscribe.
County 911.
Yes, I need some help over here at the Hustle Mart. The cook over here, it looks like he's been shot. Yeah, he's bleeding. There's blood all over the floor.
Okay. Is he completely alert? Is he responding at all?
No, he's just moaning. There's two of them. There's two of them. One of them they shot. Oh, there's two people. There's two.
When Farmville police responded to the 911 call at the Hustle Mart convenience store, officers walked into one of the most gruesome crime scenes they had ever witnessed. As they entered the store, they found bloody footprints leading to the exit. Just outside of the cash register area was a young male victim, lying face down in a pool of blood with a bullet hole in the back of his head. He was clearly deceased.
Let me say this to y'all right quick. I seen some of the video, like all the way to like 1/3 of the video. Okay, so I'm not sure about everything.
The front counter were two more young men lying face down on the floor, each with a bullet in the head. They were in critical condition and were immediately rushed to a hospital. Homicide detectives from the Pitt County Sheriff's Office were called in and immediately started processing the crime scene. On the floor were 3 spent 9mm shell casings. Cash was scattered throughout the store, while the cash register and the safe were both open and emptied, indicating that a robbery had probably taken place.
Dropping money.
The store, officers found some more cash on the floor where the getaway car was likely parked. As detectives walked through the scene, they noticed cameras throughout the store covering every angle. The scene initially looked like a robbery had gone wrong, but as investigators...
You dropping money?
CCTV
It ain't about the robbery. You dropping money.
Actually much more sinister than that. Just before 10 p.m., the 3 store workers can be seen going about their business as usual. Behind the counter were victims 1 and 2. Victim 1 was 16-year-old Mokbell Mohammed, who was known as Sam.
Damn, 16.
Sam was the son of the store owner, Mike, and was the quiet one of the bunch. At the time, he was a student at Farmville Central High School, located just 5 minutes from the store. Sitting next to him was 26-year-old Nabil Nasser, who was Sam's uncle and the younger brother of the store owner. Nabil lived in Queens, New York, where he ran his own business. He just arrived in Farmville that week to give his brother Mike some time off of work. Nabil was described as a joker who always found a way to make people laugh. In the back of the store was the 3rd victim, 24-year-old Gaber Alawi, who was Mike's cousin. He worked full-time at the store to support his wife and kids and was mopping the floor while his cousins were closing the register. At exactly 9:58 p.m., suspect 1 enters the store armed with a handgun that he aimed at Sam and Nabil, who immediately put their hands up. As the first suspect makes his way
pause it right here for a minute. Damn. Okay. You got a robber that's in the store with a gun pointing at you. What did they do? They complied. Okay, they complied.
Around the counter, a second suspect enters the store, followed by a third, both of which are also armed with handguns. Sam and Nabil
Them boys got big guns too, so Jesus.
Will now have 3 guns pointed at their faces and immediately surrender to the suspects. They put down the cash, get down on their knees, and put their hands over their heads. While this is taking place, suspect 3 realizes there's someone else in the back of the store. He walks over to Gaber, makes him get down on his knees, and drags him to the front of the store.
Now imagine you just mopping the floor, suddenly not knowing that you about to die. You just mopping the floor. I gotta start looking this way. You mopping the floor, minding your business, you know, thinking about your family, your wife probably at home, what food you gonna eat later on. You're not thinking about death. And that's the crazy part, because it just hits you off guard. You don't know nothing, you know what I mean?
Suspect 1 cleans out the register and asks where the rest of the money is as he looks through the shelves. 16-year-old Sam keeps his head down while Nabil points the robber to the safe behind him. Suspect 1 looks back at the safe, then turns back, aims his gun at Sam, and fires a round into the back of his head, completely unprovoked.
Damn. Unprovoked for real, damn. Yo, damn. The boy's complying. He's 16-year-old, he's complying. You asked where the safe at. The man pointed to the safe. I guess he wasn't serious enough or whatever. So that made you want to shoot and kill his son, probably. I'm not sure that's his son or not, but.
To open the safe. Suspect 1 removes the cash, grabs a pack of cigarettes, and without hesitation, aims his gun at Gaber and fires a round in the back.
That's the one that's in the back.
He then turns back and executes Nabil the same
all
way.
three of them.
On his way out, he bends down to pick up some cash that he dropped on the floor, then exits the store.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
As detectives watched this unfold, they received a call informing them that Sam and Nabil were pronounced dead.
He had no reason to shoot those 3 workers who were complying with him. They gave him the money. I mean, did you really come out there to rob? Nah, I doubt that it came out there to rob. You know what I mean? Like I said, I didn't watch this video, the entire video. I watched 1/3 of it. So I thought they came out there to rob. I believe this shit was personal.
At the hospital. This is now a homicide investigation for a triple murder. What immediately struck officers was how senseless and unprovoked these murders were. All 3 victims immediately complied with the robbers' demands and handed over all of the money they had, yet they were all callously executed in such a reprehensible manner. The lead investigator on the case, Detective Shannon Stewart with the Pitt County Sheriff's Office, said, "In the 30-year career that I've had in law enforcement, surveillance footage of these 3 young men being executed is probably the most horrific thing that I've seen. This chilling footage made it clear to law enforcement that they had some cold-blooded killers on the loose that need to be taken off the street as soon as humanly possible." News of the triple murder spread quickly around Farmville, a small town of just a few thousand residents where everyone knew each other. Locals showed up to the store to express their support for the devastated family that they've known for years, while classmates of Sam's held a vigil for them. A funeral.
All right, I'm gonna skip this part a little bit just to get closer to the juice. But yeah, when I was growing up, you know, there's this guy. His name is Marcel. You know, I'm from Haiti, Miami, as you can see on the hat. And Marcel was known for giving our parents credit. Like when our parents couldn't afford to get the food, they would promise to pay him back next week, and they would come through with the money for real. And he's been doing that for years. We know Marcel good for that. It'll be a crazy thing for a random stranger or somebody you just got into an incident with to come through and then wipe all that out. Wipe out a good man who's been helping out the community the best way he can. You know, nothing in this world for free, but at least he worked with you. You know what I mean? So
Mohammed Almujanhi was living in Brooklyn, New York, working at a convenience store with his brother. He says one night a man came in and robbed the store. Similar to the Hustle Mart shooting, the robber fired shots at Mohammed, but missed. Instead, his brother was shot and killed.
He had to leave the state to kind of forget about the story, and he had chosen North Carolina thinking that he's going to have peace in here and get away from what had happened there. And so sad that same thing just happened again.
Tony says his uncle had so much love for his brother, he named his only son, 16-year-old Mokbell, or Sammy, after him. Sammy was one of the 3 employees killed on April 1st.
We're told that the sheriff will be returning the store over to the family soon, but because the painful memories are so strong, Tony says his family may not even keep it.
We're currently thinking about selling the business and maybe moving out of Farmville.
That's sad right
Currently, the store remains the same way it looked the night of the shootings for a reason. Tony hopes these horrific images will be enough to convince a judge that the death penalty is needed in order for there to be justice.
Oh, if it's a reason to hand out or to bring back the death penalty, that would be the reason why. That was callous, cold and callous. That was like malicious. That was vicious to execute the 3 men after they complied, and one of them was 16. I'm talking about they didn't try to fight back, none of that. They didn't give you a reason to shoot them. They gave you everything you needed. You still cold-heartedly just murdered them. executed them.
Police were now working around the clock looking for anything that could lead them to the killers. Detectives replayed the footage over and over, looking closely, hoping to catch some more clues. It was clear from the video who was calling the shots. Suspect 1 was the first to enter the store and was apparently the one giving orders to the victims as well as his accomplices. At one point, the bandana covering his face slips off just a little, giving detectives a glimpse of what he looks like.
And you know we got that new technology. I'm gonna tell you something. We're behind on technology, like 40 years behind. So they been had good technology that could, you know, do things that we didn't know. Well, I even got this technology on my phone. If you go watch my, if you watch my short videos, some of the pictures that pop up on some of the short videos, they look better than the damn video. It's because I have this app that takes away all the blurs and pixels and all the background scratches and all that stuff within the photo, and they clean it up. And shots like the Samsung, because I got a Samsung S20, it has this thing called, the name gonna be right here, I forgot the name of the thing, and it makes it look 10 times way better. So I hit it with those two, but the blurring app and the Samsung app, and it looks super. Like I could take this nigga face right here and hook him up.
It wasn't enough for a positive identification. He was wearing a plaid shirt and a distinctive hat. It was a red, white, and blue Montreal Expos baseball cap. The second suspect to enter the store was wearing black sweatpants and a black hoodie. When the first shot was fired, he was startled and jumped. He seemed scared and quickly left the store.
That indicates that he probably was young, or probably was a female, or probably his first time doing that right there.
To the front of the store. A clip of the suspects was released to the media asking the public to help identify them, and it wasn't long before tips came pouring in.
You just don't wear red basketball shorts from out of nowhere. I'm sure he got pictures with the red basketball shorts somewhere.
On the same day the funeral took place, police received a call from the owner of Kings Mart, another convenience store located in the middle of town. The owner tells police that he recognizes the suspects and believes that they were actually in his store just days before the robbery. Detectives quickly made their way over to the store and had the owner show them his CCTV footage from that day. Just after 6:30 p.m. on March 29th, a green Mazda pulls up to one of the gas pumps. A man exits the car and makes his way into the convenience store. As he enters the store, another man exits the car to pump gas.
Make sure y'all hit subscribe,
Another camera inside the store captures a better image of the first man. He's a black male with a red, white, and blue hat, the same hat the murder suspect wore at the Hustle Mart. A different camera inside the store gets a better look at the second man. He's wearing dreads and doesn't appear to match the description of any of the suspects from the robbery. Police now have a car and a face and are one step closer to catching the suspects.
He's tall.
It wasn't long till police received another tip. A woman called the sheriff's office and sounded terrified. She tells police that she just saw a clip of the suspects on the news and immediately recognized the man in the plaid shirt. She said that he was in her house at that very moment and pleaded with the police to come and get him as soon as possible. This was a man who had absolutely no regard for human life and was armed with a deadly weapon.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. Shouts out to all the people who put humanity over everything. Like how you could be chilling in somebody's house, y'all cool and everything, and we got like what, 4 years in? Like I don't know you from since birth. You know what I mean? So for you to harm other people, it's most likely that the other person will choose humanity over you, will turn your ass in, especially if it's for money, maybe, or just for morality, straight up. It's not like you've been in their lives forever. That's why you don't hang out with new friends and go do crimes with new friends, because those little years you put in, they're not gonna risk their whole life just for a damn near stranger.
Within a matter of minutes, a tactical team was dispatched and surrounded the residence the woman called from. As soon as officers forced their way into the home, they spotted a man who quickly threw his gun to the floor and told officers, "I don't have a gun. I don't want to get shot." The man was cuffed and transported to the sheriff's office. The gun he threw down was a 9mm handgun and appeared to be the same one used in the murders. Police sent it in for ballistic testing to find out for certain. Captain Paula Dance with the Pitt County Sheriff's Office said, "I remember as they brought him into the building, I've never in my entire life looked a person in the eye and saw nothing. Nothing. No soul. Just a blank stare."
Yeah, look at that right there, man. And like we all know somebody who looked like this, probably. You know what I mean? They got some. I'm not saying he looked like a criminal or anything, but this is what causes people who look like this and who are not criminals get looked at as criminals.
Was identified as 29-year-old Antwan Anthony. Antwan, who goes by his street name, Smurf, was a felon and had just been released from prison 2 months prior. Detectives sit him down in an interview room to get his side of the story.
Antwan, this is Detective Mitchell. I'm Detective Stewart. And we got some stuff we want to talk to you about, okay? All right. Feel fine right there.
Now you know.
Just saying you know your rights.
You know that you're probably responsible.
Well, I don't want to waive. I don't want to waive my rights to have a break. You don't want to waive it? Is that what you said?
I was just about to say that. You know you're probably responsible for those murders. Ain't no reason to talk in that interrogation.
Antwan refuses to talk to police, but he was not free to go. He was charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and was held in custody while
for somebody who 100% knows that they're innocent in an incident that they've been trying their best to stop something from happening, stop a crime from happening. They had nothing to do with the negative effects, the murders or anything. They would hope that it's surveillance footage. They'll be sad or disappointed to find out that there's no surveillance footage. They would talk to interrogation because they have nothing to hide. But if you know 100% that you ain't do shit, you better save your ass in that interrogation room and say what you got to say, and then you can start talking if you feel like it.
Accomplices
why hide
their
something
case.
you have nothing to hide?
Word of Antwan's arrest spread quickly around the small town of Farmville, and people started to come forward to police. The first to come forward was Xavier Shamble. He tells detectives that he was the third suspect in the Hustle Mart robbery.
So why is it, why do you think you're here? Why do you think you're here? This is somebody was natural. What can you tell me about that? I didn't shoot him.
He identifies Antwan as the shooter and gives detectives the name of the third suspect.
So, this is Smoke we're talking about. Who was the first one in the door? Smoke? Alright, who went in second? Okay. I don't know what the Ray. You went out? I don't know, it's Ray.
Once he
didn't I tell y'all? He said he don't even know his name. All he knows is Little Ray. That means he ain't had no 10 years in with that kid. I'm talking about he don't know him. Y'all doing crimes with strangers? This is what can happen to you. He gonna tell the whole world now. He talking. You don't know his background. You don't know if he was capable of talking and breaking. You know what I'm talking about? You doing crimes with somebody you just met. What y'all doing? Just sitting down smoking cigarettes. Oh, this is my dog right here. Yeah, this is my dog. Meet him. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, yeah. We could hit a lick one day. Yeah. And go ahead and hit a lick. Just because y'all high, I think y'all can just do something. This is why you don't smoke shit around strangers. You don't drink shit around strangers. You don't hang around strangers. They're trying to make all these friends, trying to be friendly with the whole damn world, and trying to prove that you cool or a tough guy and shit like that. Lies are thrown away. 3 already gone.
He was later arrested and held in custody.
3 more to go.
Just a few hours later, the case takes another turn. Just before 11 p.m. that night, a woman brings her 14-year-old son to the sheriff's office to come clean about his involvement.
14-year-old
Her son was identified as Raekwon
I told y'all he was
the
young.
second suspect who was visibly shaken after the first shot went off. Raekwon has some new information to share with detectives.
First shot you're at. Scared the hell out of you, didn't you? I can see it. If you're so scared, why did you come back? Why? You could have got in the car. You could have run down the road. You didn't want to leave your
man. Paul, you think because you brought your mama, you saved? You think you saved because you brought your mama? You didn't bring your mama to that crime scene. And what you gonna do? Say, my son ain't do it. He ain't no monster like that. That what she gonna say?
Raekwon introduces a fourth suspect to the case. His description of the car they used matches the one captured on camera at the Kings Mart gas pump. He tells detectives that he only knew the driver by the name of Wicked and says that he had dreadlocks, just like the unidentified man seen on the Kings Mart surveillance footage.
Oh, okay.
After putting together a photo lineup, officers were able to find out Wicked's real name. It was Willie Whitehead, a known gang member in the local area. Police quickly locate him and bring him in.
You know what happened the other night while we're here? What we're talking about? Yeah, of course I know what happened. If it ain't on the news.
Whitehead denies any involvement in the robbery and tells detectives that he was with his girlfriend that night. Out of the blue, his girlfriend shows up at the sheriff's office and tells them that he was with her on the night of the murders. Police weren't convinced. Based on information from 14-year-old Raekwon, officers located the house that the suspects all went to after the robbery and arrived with a search warrant. In the driveway, police found the green Mazda that was seen at the Kings Mart and a second car, a green Chrysler. Both cars were seized and thoroughly searched. Police found a Walmart receipt for 9mm ammo that was purchased just 2 days before the murders.
Cars.
Using the timestamps on the receipt, police were able to see who made the purchase. It was a woman, with 2 men standing right behind her. After the purchase was made, the men exited the store together, followed by the woman. The 2 men were none other than Willie Whitehead and Antwan Anthony. All the pieces were falling into place. A week after the suspects were all brought into custody.
You know, no matter what females do, their involvement, they get a slap on the wrist, man. And you know what I mean? Like, even a little lie. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Even a little lie. You know what I'm saying? Not helping out with the investigation. Come on now.
The last piece of the puzzle would come walking right into the sheriff's office. The girlfriend of Willie Whitehead, who provided him with an alibi, came forward to detectives.
I want to say something.
Uh-oh.
If I tell you the truth,
uh-oh,
can you 100% ensure my safety? I'm not talking about Willie, I'm talking about the Antwan.
Ashley Johnson tells officers that she was not being truthful the last time she spoke with them.
He said, Willie was here, right? And I just looked at him. He said, if it go down, you better tell them people Willie was here. He said, because if you don't, I'm going to kill you. Or I'm going to get some of my scraps to kill you.
Okay. Man.
She tells the detectives that she was threatened by Antwan to provide her boyfriend with an alibi, and that her boyfriend was actually not with her that night. The ballistic report on Antwan's gun came in. It was determined that the gun was the same one that fired all 3 rounds in the Hustle Mart. All 4 suspects were charged.
I don't even know why they did the ballistics. But of course you got to do it, of course, for it can be held strong in court.
With multiple counts of robbery and murder, prosecutors now had a strong case and were pushing for the death penalty. Xavier Shamble and Raekwon Blunt both pleaded guilty to armed robbery and 3 counts of second-degree murder. Shamble was sentenced to 13 to 17 years, and Blunt was sentenced to 9 to 12. Willie Whitehead fought his case and lost. He was found guilty of 3 counts of first-degree murder and was handed 3 life sentences.
Okay, 3 life sentences.
Antwan Anthony also fought his case and was found guilty of 3 counts of first-degree murder and robbery with a dangerous weapon. He was sentenced to death and is currently on death row going through his appeals.
By the way, that video came from Bobby D. Crimes. Y'all subscribe to his channel, Bobby D. Crimes, and shout out to him. But he was the one that executed those 3 innocent men. So yeah, I think justice was served. And I'm gonna tell everybody something. You stop looking at me, stop looking at everybody else like we some haters or whatever the hell it is. Nah. Learn how to focus on your own craft. Learn how to bring back your talent. Learn how to bring back something good about you. Don't worry about other people. Take the time off to focus on what's good about you and make that stronger so you can be successful in life. For you to just go out there and hurt somebody for something that they work hard for, that's some straight evil, hating ass shit right there alone. That's some hating ass shit. Stop being a hater. Let people enjoy the fruits of their labors, man. You ever seen a family man walking with his family and he living a good life? He got a big truck, got his wife, got his kids, got a little pool in the front, got his jet skis, He earned that. I'm happy when I see a family together like that. Some people actually get jealous and envious when they see a family like that. That's crazy. I don't know, man. But thank y'all for watching the video. I love y'all. Please subscribe to my channel. This is Adam Lewis G. You watching Logic on steroids. Write down in the comments what you think. If you think everything was fair, I'll pin the best comment. All right. Love y'all. Peace. Another episode. Let's do it.
My logic is on steroids.